So you're thinking about moving to Las Vegas, Nevada for tax purposes. You're not alone. So many people are. 40% of our new residents come from the state of California, and many of those people come here because the tax burden is oppressive there. And it's not just California, all up and down the West Coast, Oregon, Washington. Many people are coming here because of the oppressive tax policies in those states. Sometimes people from Illinois, Wisconsin, and of course, the East Coast, New Jersey, New York, Boston, those kind of places. We get a lot of people from there. And they come here to save money on taxes. But guess what? The state you're coming from may not want to let go of you so easily. It's pretty easy to set up a residency here in Las Vegas. We don't ask for much, and we'll go over that. But the state that you're coming from might require quite a bit to prove that you are no longer a resident of their state and no longer taxable. That's the main question. And we're going to be talking about all of that today, and we're going all in on that right now. You don't want to miss that. So as I mentioned, we're here today and we're talking about becoming a resident of Nevada and what's involved in that and how to protect yourself from the state that you're moving from, keeping their tax laws into you and keeping those tax dollars flowing. We're here talking about how to prevent that, and we're going to talk about a lot of different items here. I talk about California a lot. We get people that complain about high tax burdens from all up and down the West Coast, but really the largest inflow is from California, anywhere from 30 to 50,000 people a year. In fact, since 2020, I was just reading in an article today, 158,000 people have moved from California here to Las Vegas. And it's not just post-COVID. Even before that, 50,000 people from 2017 to 2018, 50,000 people from California moved here. So we get a lot of people from California, and California has so many people. What is it, 40 million now? I'm not sure, but it only takes a very tiny little sliver of those people to move here, and it feels like everybody's moving from California. I can assure you that when I go back and visit, the roads are so busy, not everybody is moving from California. It's still incredibly crowded there. Anyway, I don't know how they messed that state up. Clearly, there's a reason for all the demand for California. It's a long state, all up and down the coast. It's beautiful, right? There was a time I lived on the One before moving here from the Bay Area, and we had an ocean view, and it was so nice to drive up and down the One sometimes. It was just incredible. I can see why so many people want to do that, and it increases the demand. The problem is they're not managing the demand. You know, all these places that attract people, Yosemite, Big Bear, people want to come to Disneyland, and all of the incredible attractions that they have in California, the beaches. It's got that rich farmland in the middle. They've got the technology centers, the incredible university systems they have there, all these incredible things that attract people, but they don't seem to be managing the demand because we hear about it all the time. We read about it in the newspaper, and we hear about it from people that are coming here shopping for homes. And not only that, the people that are coming here have more money than the existing people here. So not only is our population increasing, but the demographics are coming in with higher revenue, being able to support the economy here better. And not only that, the over 65 demographic is growing at a rate 3 times the regular rate, according to the articles that I'm reading. Well, as you can imagine, becoming a resident of Nevada is actually pretty easy. And if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about the Las Vegas Valley and everything in between, then come join me on my Las Vegas neighborhood deep dives. We're covering a lot of ground, we're learning things, and we're having fun. Hit subscribe, tap the bell, and never miss a show. We got new shows every week. As a matter of fact, according to NRS 483.141, first requirement is that you have to have a residence. Luckily, I'm a realtor and I can help you with that, but you need a place to live. You either need to rent or buy a house. And, so a deed or a lease would work great to prove a residence. Another good way to prove a residence is to have a driver's license. Get one of those. DMVs are all over town. They had some trouble with their software a few years ago, but I haven't heard any complaints lately. And when I go there, it's actually pretty efficient. And if you want to register cars, I've even got guys that can concierge that for you and help you with that process. So it's pretty easy to become a resident here. Of course, if you physically reside here and reside in a trade or profession here and get paid here, that kind of thing, that also helps prove that you're a resident here. And you can even declare yourself a resident to get one of the privileges of being a resident in the state of Nevada. I hate to mention it, but you only need to be here 6 weeks for a divorce, and that kind of residency can just be declared. So it's very easy to become a resident of Nevada. That's it. There's not much to it. A little bit of proof, and it could be sticky if you were requiring residency for some legal reason, like running for office and so forth. You better have your ducks in a row, but for the average person, it's super easy to become a resident. It's not a big deal. Now, when you're leaving your state, that can be a different story, and we're getting ready to talk about that right now. So it's very easy to become a resident of Nevada, but it's very important if you're coming from a state that requires personal income tax. Nevada does not. It's very important to know the difference between residency and domicile. Those are two very different situations. Now, Nevada may think you're a resident here, but your state might think that you're still a domiciled resident there, the state that you're coming from, if you meet the statutory conditions of a domiciled resident. What the heck does that mean? Well, every state has laws that says what a resident is. For example, using the example of Illinois, you have to have a residence, you have to have a driver's license. I also make sure that you're registered to vote there, and they can even take into consideration your friends and family and your social situations when they're determining if you're a domiciled resident or not. And you have to be really careful when you move, especially if you have multiple income streams and so forth, because if you get snagged with domicile in multiple states, you're going to have a big tax bill that's going to come due very quickly. So what I'm hoping to do here is arm you with some questions that you can take to your tax planner or your financial planner, and that's what we're going to go over right now. By the way, my name's Micah Bleacher, and I love living in Las Vegas. I think you're going to love living here too. Now, if you're thinking about making that move to Las Vegas, you should know we put our whole heart into helping people do that. Now, I've lived here for more than 20 years, but before that, I've made several cross-country moves, and believe me, I understand the pain points, and my team is here to help smooth all those out for you. We want to make it easy for you. So feel free to reach out, text us, send me an email, schedule a Zoom. My information is all over the channel. I can't wait to hear from you, and would love to help you get started making that move to the great city of Las Vegas today. Anyway, let's get on to the issues and these items that are going to help prevent you from this tax problem that we just talked about. All right, we're getting started with the list here. They do have a 183-day rule, and it's important to talk to your tax planners about that, because if you're staying more than 183 days in a particular state, that's considered, residency or domicile in some cases. But other states like California, they actually want to know why you're there. And then if you're doing remote work from a vacation home and getting paid, it can get a little bit sticky, so you don't want to have double taxation. So you definitely want to talk to your tax planner about that. Anyway, we're going over this list. This list is going to arm you with some good questions for your tax or financial plan. Number one, of course, you got to sell your home in your previous domicile state. Now, that works well if you're not keeping multiple residents, but that's a very good way to prove that you've made a change. Number two, business activity in the new state. So if you have a business, you've got license, you're starting to do business in the new state, that is considered some very strong proof. Filing taxes as a resident. Of course, we don't have state income tax here, but we do have a modified business tax. And so if you have a business, you'll be paying some business taxes here in Nevada, and that will also help prove residence. Another item, registering to vote. Doesn't matter what party you're in, just go register to vote in the state that you're in, and that'll be some additional proof for you, the new state. But in addition to that, you don't want to forget to unregister in the state that you're moving from. If you want Nevada to be your domicile state and you're coming from California, then you want to unregister as a voter in California. Now, I've never done that in my life. I didn't even know you had to, but California has been very, very strict on certain things. So you want to make sure you're covered with that. Of course, registering an automobile, take it down to DMV, get it registered. As I mentioned earlier, I do have concierge service that will help you get a vehicle registered. You don't have to do that yourself. And you want to apply for a homestead exemption in your new state if you're a homeowner. And you want to do that anyway, because in Nevada, that shields you from liability in case of, legal lawsuit against you. It shields your residents up to $550,000. So they can take everything from you but a $550,000 home. So that is an important thing to have in any case. But if you have that in the state that you're moving from, you want to undeclare that homestead and declare the new one in Nevada. So that can be a very important determination in residency or domicile. Of course, changing your old mailing address and putting a forwarding address from your old house to the new house, that's another form of proof. Updating your estate plans, wills, trust documents, that kind of thing. Very important to do anyway. Now that you've moved to a new state, it's a good time to get those taken care of, get them updated. You probably need updating anyway. Find a local estate planner if you need one. I've got many friends that do that. Give me a call, shoot me a text, I'll get you an estate planner. I've got helpers for any of these items I can get you help with. Of course, you want to update your bank account, credit card information. That just seems pretty automatic. How are you going to pay your bills if you don't do that? But that is an important thing to do. Don't leave anything out. Don't leave anything on the old address, especially if you're moving here from California. Make sure to change everything. Another interesting thing you can do is rent a safety deposit box here in Nevada. It's a funny form of proof, but you know, most people need a safety deposit box anyway. Rent one here. If you have one in California, unrent it and put that stuff here. You know, you want to start using doctors, dentists, lawyers, all kinds of professionals. You want to start using them here. I know that's a misnomer because you're going to might need to go back to California to see a certain specialist or some other state. So, but just in general, start using professionals here in this state. And that's a great way to prove that you're a statutory resident here and not in the state that you're coming from. Don't forget to switch your gym and club memberships, right? I mean, if you're 24-hour fitness in California, make sure to change your address to your new state of Nevada. We've got 24-hour fitnesses all around. If you have any other clubs, make sure to change all of those. Change your address everywhere. Very important. Another idea is joining a house of worship at the religion of your choice here in Nevada. That's another great way to prove that you're a resident here to the state that you're moving from. We're talking about, we don't care beyond the few items that I mentioned earlier. It's the state that you're moving from that has personal income tax where it's very important. Of course, making charitable contributions here in Nevada is another great way to prove that you're a resident here. I always recommend the food bank. I love the food bank, 3 Square. They really feed a lot of people for a very small amount of money. And oftentimes the mining companies, sometimes the casinos, they'll have matching funds, and whatever dollar you put in, sometimes they'll be able to buy $3 worth, and they have amazing purchasing power. So if you're going to donate somewhere like that, or to the charity of your choice, but that is another great way of proving that you're a resident here. Considering updating your funeral plans, if you have them. Honestly, I have my final staycation at the Palms already paid for, not the Palms Casino, but Palm Mortuary. That's just one way of proving that you're a resident here. And then, of course, notifying friends and family and your social connections. Apparently, that's very important to the state of Illinois. You want to make sure that you send out your new address so everybody knows where you live. I'm a Nevada resident now. Let everybody know. It's great. I live in Las Vegas. I love living in Las Vegas. Let them know that. So tell me, friends, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know why you're thinking about moving here. Is it the tax burden in the state that you're coming from, or are you just interested in the weather here? Or are you liking all the entertainment and the sports or all the activity that's going on here? I'd love to know. If you could put it in the comments below or shoot me a text or an email. I'd love to hear from you. For more videos about relocating to Las Vegas, be sure to check out the end screen. I've got other videos that you probably want to see. And friends, thank you so much for watching today. I sure appreciate you being with me. By the way, my name's Micah Bleacher, and I love living in Las Vegas. I think you're going to love living here too. Stay tuned for more video deep dives into the cool neighborhoods here in Las Vegas. We're learning things, we're covering a lot of ground, and we're having fun. Hit subscribe, tap the bell, and never miss a show. When you're ready, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, schedule a Zoom with me. I can't wait to hear from you. I can't wait to get started helping you make that painless move here to the great city of Las Vegas. Peace out, friends. Love you. See you on the next video.